Hi guys, welcome back to another Active Classroom Screencast. This time we're talking you through the plan of sequence football. So what I'll do, I'll just run through the plan and then I'll put any other examples if they're needed. So, what equipment will you need? So, anything that will make up some sort of goal, so that if you've got that access to a normal football, that'd be brilliant. Or you could just use cones, jumpers, or we'll make 2 posts in which the students will have to score in. You'll need cones in which you could, hopefully the tall cones in which you could stick problems on. Paper, obviously to write your equations or whatever you're going to put on them and stick them on. So you obviously need some sellotape or something like that as well. And then a reasonably large space, so that could be a sports hall, a playground, or any other facility you've got access to. So, the outcomes are to be able to dribble with close control, to be able to figure out the sequence and spot their location in an area, and finally, like all our plans, is to just have fun and get active. So, what have you got to do? So you're going to place one goal at the end of the area of your space, and that will obviously act as the goal. Cones are then placed around the area with numbers 1 to 20 stuck on them. So obviously, each number will have a specific number. The teacher can either then shout out a times table or start of a sequence. So I might shout 3 times 3. The student will then have to dribble to. I might shout the 3 times table, so the students will then have to dribble to the first 3 numbers. So obviously they'll dribble to 3 first, then 6 and 9. They can't do it in any order. It has to be the specific order you tell them. So another way of doing it, you could start the sequence and then they have to follow it. So you could start a sequence of starting at 2 and going up in 4, so 2, 6, 10, and then they've got to do the next 3 numbers. So the first person to dribble to all the right cones, they then get the opportunity to shoot at goal and score. The first person to actually score, they're the ones who receive a point, and then you just repeat over. So possible progressions or alternatives you can do. So you could obviously, to make it harder, you can increase the amount of cones in the area and the amount of numbers, or even larger numbers. The type of sport could change. So if you don't have access to football goals, etc., but you do have, lucky enough to have actual basketball hoops or netball hoops, you can change it into a dribbling exercise with your hands rather than your feet, in which they'll have to score in a basket rather than the goal. So then they'll have to. You can also change it to the idea of languages. So, for example, I'll put in a Spanish lesson here, or a Spanish teacher, and they might ask a phrase saying, "What is my name?" And on the cones they'll have me, and then another cone will have Lamo, in which they'd have to obviously dribble in order. So the phrase says "Mi amo," and then they can score the goal. And it's a similar idea to the literacy as well. So the teacher will give a definition such as a word, place or thing. The students will have to dribble to the cone in which says now, and then once they dribble to that, they can then obviously score. So obviously these are subjects it can be applied for, but obviously I believe it can be expanded to other things. So if you've got any ideas, go for it. And that just concludes our screencast on sequence football. Thank you for listening.